Hey, okay, I think we're here. We made it. What's up, fellas? Hi, fellas. Welcome to the show. It's Friday.
We made it.
What's going on?
We made it to Friday.
Made it to Friday. We're going to kick it off. We're going to kick off the show. I hope everyone had a great week. Welcome to everyone that's coming into the comments. We're excited to be here. Once again, another week. Feeling that energy. We're feeling that energy. So we're going to go ahead and give our intro over to, I think, D-Roo. And we're going to see how D-Roo's doing this week. So I just wanted to give my warm welcome to everyone that's tuning in. Come on, D-Roo. How are you doing?
Hey, guys. I'm doing all right. This week's been one of those ups and downs weeks, but ending on a high here. I always love doing the show because it feels like I'm hanging out with friends. And, this still a little bit of a weird year post 2020. And so I'm having a good day today. I've had a really good time getting to know Jenn, who's our guest today. And I was able to listen to a bunch of her shows that she's had. And one of the things that was really cool that I've noticed in her story and my story, some of you know, like I've had a lot of comeback stories physically. I've lost sight in my left eye and now I have that. And I'm recovering from my arm injury. Well, Jenn, she's had some major health stuff and big turnarounds. And so I'm really excited to just, hear her steps to that and where she is today. She just has a heart of gold and she really loves people. And so I'm really excited to hand this off to James because Jimmy Jam, you've had a chance to meet her a little more. You have a show coming out with her and Krista Samimi. So tell us, Jimmy Jam, how are you this week? And intro our final intro for the guest.
Well, like every week, I mean, you guys know I'm excited. I mean, I could say my typical stuff each week, but it's true. I feel that every week, that momentum, the community, LinkedIn, my gosh. This week, I mean, just jumping into it, Jenn Russman, here's the deal. She is active. She is out there. Really appreciate her, admire her drive. Super great energy and genuine energy. Love that about her. A little bit of background, how I become connected with her was through Krista Samimi. And, I saw Jen was in some chats and we'd kind of say hi to each other. And I reached out to her and said, it was different because I get really excited. Love that about her. I wanted to get into, let's have you on the show right away. And this was the first time available, but the first time I reached out to her, it was like, I'm so glad we connected. Let's get you on the show. I was like, that's how it went down. Let's bring her out. I mean, this is Jenn Russman, Genergy Vibes.
We got to say hi to the chat too. All
That's
right.
Absolutely.
Welcome, Jenn.
Welcome,
Jenn.
DeeJae's here. He's already feeling
David the flavor.
Yes. I know Krista's here. I saw her somewhere. Jenny.
Absolutely.
My girl.
Krista. Oh, Jenny's here already? Yeah. Awesome.
Here. Right over.
Very cool. That's okay.
We're celebrating. We're having fun. It's Friday. So welcome, Jenn.
Thank you so much. You guys got me all like verklempt over here in the backstage. Beautiful intro. Thank you so much for your kindness.
Jenn, tell us how your week's going, and then give us a quick, give us a few minutes of who you are. You don't have to get into the nitty gritty of your comeback story because that's an ongoing process for us all. But just give us a peek into who you are.
Absolutely. This week is really interesting for me. I live in New York, but I'm down in Virginia, and I came down here with my son, and I'm visiting his family, my ex-husband's family. So I'm kind of like, it's weird, right? Like I'm here. It's kind of like I'm with my past, but it's like so weird, right? I go back and forth, like, so I'm like, do I really fit in here? And then I'm like, oh, I'm having so much fun. It's been an interesting week for me, to say the least. And I did get to meet Raquel Boris in person last night from LinkedIn. So that was like so exciting. I'm only like 15 minutes from her. So my week's going really, really good. And it's definitely a little weird, but I'm having a great time and I'm so happy to be here. So as for me, I am definitely a disruptor of mainstream. I am out here like, you know what? We're done. Like change, serious, real change needs to happen. And with everything that happened in 2020, like this massive awakening, like I'm so privileged and honored to be part of the awakening. Like you're either part of it or you're not, you know, and there's this awakening going on. And I'm so proud to be part of that because I'm really, really all about disrupting mainstream when it comes to our ability to heal, you know, self-healing, because that's what I've done myself, and also with mental health and wellness, and also with living differently abled as I do. So those are my real core passions when it comes to disrupting mainstream and how we look at these things, how we talk about these things, and how we address and treat them, medically, emotionally, mentally, and all the things involved. So that's really what I'm about.
That's awesome. Jenn, like a huge part of that to me, and as I was able to go back and to do sort of a deep dive on early shows, and as you've come, to me, the biggest picture that I could get of you is you've really found out how to be self-aware. I'm not saying you're the guru or the master, but you are on a path of self-awareness and experiencing yourself as a whole person. Can you tell us, how did self-awareness impact the world around you once you had a taste of it and embarked down that path?
It changed everything, D-Roo. I mean, because like we have our internal world and then there's the external world. And so our external world is a direct reflection of what's going on inside of us. So when I was back in my addiction and all that craziness and still suffering from all the trauma, I was in victim mindset mode. So how I perceived myself in the world and everything around me, everyone around me, it was skewed, you know, it was completely warped. And so it wasn't until I hit bottom in my addiction with alcohol and I got into 12-step recovery. That's when my real self-awareness journey began, when those seeds started to get planted for me. And I that was one of my first defining moments, was getting sober. And so about 4 years into that journey is when the rug got pulled out from under me and I was diagnosed almost overnight with multiple sclerosis and proceeded to live sick, disabled, and homebound for almost 7 years. Lost my sight, was paralyzed. I'm not even getting into it. It was nasty. So that was an opportunity for me to, I really went inward. You know, that's really where I developed a stronger relationship with my higher power, with divine, with source, God, whatever you choose to call it. And so that was really the real deeper beginning for me, because I was trapped. Like I couldn't see, I couldn't walk, I couldn't take, my mother moved in, I couldn't take care of myself, couldn't watch TV, couldn't do anything. So it was me and myself and I and everything going on up here. So, you know, the self-awareness is so important, you know, and for me, it comes through it really starts with willingness. I think willingness is the key, to become willing to take a look at ourselves. Because when I was in my addiction, I didn't know how to be wrong. Like I was a fight writer to the death. Like I couldn't see my part and everything. You know, I was the victim and I was protective of that. I was so protective of that. And true, I was a victim as a child, but when I got older, I wasn't a victim anymore. You know, I had the power of choice. And so for me today, the self-awareness, what it's done for me is it's really showed me like my number one value in my life is my freedom. Like freedom is number one for me, because it's freedom from the pain of trauma, freedom from the addiction, freedom from being a prisoner in my body that wasn't working, like freedom from all these things. So emotional, mental, spiritual, physical freedom is my number one value. And for me, that's what self-awareness has turned into for me today.
That's super cool. You know, I wanted to jump in and tell you what something I've learned today about my native culture is that freedom was a right of responsibility. And so they say everyone is meant to be free and experience freedom, but the freedom is meant to be responsible. And when you're irresponsible, that's really hard. And like, I think in addiction, like what you were saying, it's like when things come at you, straight at you, you redirect and you go, no, it's that person, it's this person, it's my job, it's finances, it's my car problems. Like I could go down the list, because in my addiction, like there was never a short list of problems, you know. Turning that all the way around, I've had, I think I always forget, 4 years or something. And the reason I'm losing count is because I'm learning to be fully be with myself. And then when I'm fully able to take care of myself and be responsible for my feelings, my actions, my thoughts, my sleep, my food, like all of those things, there's so, look how many adults around us do not manage themselves in that way, looking at themselves as a third party, you know. And to me, that's been a gift to say, I've used this earth machine irresponsibly. I've taken it places, I've beat it up, and you know, and
earth machine.
I don't know.
Earth machine.
Earth machine.
Greetings, Earthlings.
You know, I'm a bit of a spaceman. You guys know that.
I love it.
But you know, when we embark on that journey, we see changes. What were the changes that you needed to make, Jen? And what was the hardest change that you've finally seen? The hardest one that's come place the latest.
Wow. Yeah. And I think you really touched on it, D-Roo, is the willingness to take a look at ourselves. Because again, the victim piece was pointing the finger at everything and everyone else because it was too painful. I didn't want to look at myself, because if I looked at myself, I had to get honest, right? And I had to really see, and I had to feel. And I was living a life where I avoided feeling at all costs, you know? And so, wow. I think for me, like, what was the hardest? You know, the thing about self-awareness for me, one of the biggest gifts is choice. Like, choice is huge for me, because for me, choice equals freedom. And so when we decide to self-empower and take our power back, whether it's to heal from chronic illness, to heal from addiction, to heal from trauma, any of the things, when we take personal responsibility, I can't talk enough about personal responsibility, but the self-empowerment piece, when we take that back, our power back, we are giving ourselves the power of choice. And I truly believe that our freedom and our power lies in our decisions, and every decision that we make every single day. And so for me, that was probably overall the most difficult for me to really get, because I had so ingrained in me being a victim and not thinking I had choice, because I didn't have a choice as a kid, right? For years I was abused, and I had no choice. And I spoke up, and I wasn't protected. It was a mess. And so, you know, I learned early on to stay quiet, don't rock the boat, you know, and like, here I am all these years later, I'm like, I'm a disruptor, you know, and like, that's what I'm here to do, is to disrupt mainstream. I stayed silent too long. I shrunk down. I stayed small. I don't take up space, you know, and to overcome those things. What's that, DeeJae?
I think that's so important to promote and to push right now, especially right now. So I support that.
Yeah, like really not shrinking down and not, is that what you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so many of us do it. Yeah. You know, we don't think, oh, I can't take up space. You know, I gotta, and for me, you know what? I'm going to answer that question, D-Roo. I know what it is now. The most difficult piece that I had to overcome to be here doing what I'm doing is visibility. Because for me, as a child being sexually abused all those years, being visible was not safe. So I lived my life in a way where I did everything to try to feel invisible so that I could feel safe. I was always under the radar. At least I thought I was, you know, in my mind, my distorted mind, right? But like when I decided to come online, it was like, I'm going to start a business online. And then I didn't realize until one day I was like, oh crap. Like people got to hear me. I got to be seen. I got to be heard. And so I had a PTSD response in my body every single time I would try to do a post or try to go live or do whatever. And so it literally took me a good 3 years, closer to 4 years, to push through the pain of that PTSD response in my body, just to be able to come out here. And now I'm able to, like, almost the back of my hand, to be like, yeah, I'm a different label disruptor. I'm here to say self-healing needs to be mainstream. You know, I'm sick of the big pharma. I'm sick of the, you know, the way that we're talking about trauma. You know, like, my big thing is, like, coping is not healing. And too many people are out there coping and they're suffering, and they don't have to, because healing is available to them if they make the decision to change their mindset and change their belief system around all of these things. And that's really what I'm here to talk about.
Boom.
One of the many things, I could go on and on about how much I admire about Jenn, but I want to touch on one thing. I hope she can get people to understand where she's coming from about her support of others. I mean, you have this ability to course correct, be accountable to yourself. One of the many things I admire about you is you also are aware that others don't have that. And your ability to coach people in that, to walk them through it in such a comforting way. And I don't know what it is. I sense those things. It's one of the reasons why I'm like, I'm connected with Jenn. I want her on the show. It's like, it's just one of those things. I move quick, and it comes off as kind of kid in the candy store sometimes with me. But it's like, when I know, I know. And you're one of those people. Jenn, can you walk us through that? Where did that awareness of not only yourself, which is admirable, but of others? Because I don't think a lot of people understand. That's one of the things I really connected on with you. If you could kind of walk us through that a little bit.
I can answer that in one word. I'm an empath. You know, well, and it's an intuitive empath, and it's a gift, right? It's a gift.
Yeah.
I was told my whole life I'm too sensitive, I'm too defensive, but I'm too sensitive. And I thought, oh, there's something wrong with me. I'm too sensitive.
Yeah.
No, it's a freaking superpower.
That's right.
It's a freaking superpower. My son has it. I see it in him, and I'm helping him nurture it. Nobody helped me nurture that. It got shut down. I got suppressed. So that who I was suppressed. And so as I slowly thawed out from addiction and went about my healing journey from the MS, and even later, more recently, these past couple of years, discovering what I think is the missing link to healing trauma, which is energy, releasing energetic attachments to the trauma out of our body, which was my final frontier of healing my trauma, healing whole from that. That's another piece too, you know? And so, you know, it's the empathic part of me that was suppressed, that's not suppressed anymore.
Well, and that's really what I was touching on, because you balance that. I mean, you tuned into that and you balance it, and it's genuine. And I think a lot of times, as you say, people haven't really tapped into that, and you truly have. And it's just one of those things, and that makes perfect sense. But it's also, like I've mentioned on the show before, some of my favorite people are the things that do those things so exceptionally well. They don't know how exceptional they are at it. And you're one of those people, you know, and I just want to push you up and say, wow, that's, if anybody doesn't know Jenn, if they know that about Jenn, that's, to me, that's at the top. So thank you for that. Thank you for what you do. Because that awareness of not only ourselves, but of others is such a awesome thing. And that's something I see you doing every day. You do it with me. You know, we've got our show together on Tuesdays, and the things I get from Krista, you know, those are the things that really push the community. And those are the things that people like us collectively want people to tap into. The difference is you pursue that in others, which I appreciate.
Because you know what? Everybody has a powerful creator within them. Yeah. Everybody has them. You just have to tap into it. And like Krista, who's on, she just came out of my powerful creator coaching container. And she's walked away with her own gifts and her own power principles and these things that I teach other people. You know, I have a set of power principles I live by. She's come up with her own. She gets activated. Like when people work with me, they're activated. They get activated, switches get switched on, and they're like, holy crap. And like newness opens up to them, and they tap into their own superpowers. And it may not be the same as mine, but we all have it. We all have that divine source within us that we can tap into. And that's what I'm here to help people do. Tap into that so that you can go on to become the own powerful creator of your own life.
It's definitely, we see a lot of people fighting their giftings, after last year and kind of coming out of COVID going, what am I supposed to do now? Like you see a lot of people, they dabbled and then they learned that there was a part of them that they hadn't been accessing their whole life or whatever, because they took a moment to slow down. And, I think for me, slowing down has brought my creativity through the roof, almost too much. James can attest to that, where I have trouble shutting it off. But the solution to that is slowing down again. How do you deal with all of the things coming at you, and being so empathetic with the speed and growth and the chaos of the world around you also, because there's stress that I feel when I don't even leave the house, because I am also made that way, Jen. Like I'm very sensitive to things around me, in that way. So much so that my body hurts, majorly. I get shut down in stress. And so I have to be careful about my speed, where I'm going, where my energy belongs, where my gifting, and when I'm not in my gifting. And so, I
totally identify with that. Absolutely. And that's what I call protecting my energy. Like protecting my energy is one of the things at the top of my list. And that's part of my self-care. And so one of my favorite quotes about self-care says, self-care is a divine responsibility. I love that. It's a divine responsibility to self-care. And so for me, like you, I struggle with that, because my husband can come home and be cranky, and that can affect my energy like that, and because I'm so sensitive. And so, but I think the greatest thing, and it's newer to me, I've discovered it this past year. I discovered it last year during the shutdown, is something called human design. Are you guys familiar with human design?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am not. You walked me through it. Some of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
You're a generator. I guessed you were a generator too. So I studied, I'm self-taught in everything I do, right? That's what I do. And I see my son doing it now too. He self-teaches himself everything. It's really cool. But so human design is really our energetic blueprint, and it's how we make, it tells us how we make our decisions. It tells us what our signature is, and our signature, like my signature, is satisfaction. So if I'm satisfied and, in what I'm doing, I'm in alignment. And my not self theme is frustration. So if I'm in frustration, I've strayed from my alignment. And so I can backtrack. Where did I kind of slip off, and then get myself? So human design has helped me a lot with that. But like you, I have a lot coming in. And so I understand how I energetically am designed to make decisions now. So when 10 things are coming at me, I can swat away what's not right for me, and I can choose the ones that are. Sometimes I still slip up because I'm human, right? Human design. So, but then I just course correct, like you talk about, but it's protecting our energy is, especially if you're an empath or sensitive, so important. So important, because we can leak it out all over the place, and then there's nothing left for ourselves, and then we're no good.
Yeah. Darren and I point to life accounts is what we point to that too. It's like, we've got a balance, or we're going to get overdrawn over here. We're going to get, I can have, sure, I could have a bank account that's full of money, but I've given up my health and my relationships. And how do we balance these things out? And that's one of the things. Yeah, that encouragement, Jen. I mean, the things that you're aware of. I hope that people connect with you continue. I mean, you're already out there active and doing a lot of things, but you've got so much to share with the world. DeeJae, did you have anything this week that was particular, with our special guest this week that you'd like to chime in on?
Particular?
Anything in particular?
I'm getting called to the stage.
I know you're getting called to the
I know.
stage.
One of the things, DJ,
You're getting
DJ, how
called
about
out.
you speak to the beginning of how you got over the edge as well, because you also had trouble putting your face online, as did James.
Yes.
And me.
Yeah.
I think we're all in that. I'm
Dude.
an empath. I am intuitive. I am HSP. I definitely lead with my heart and soul, and I lead through those feelings to tell me what's right and which way I should go. And I do believe that our body holds that negative energy, and if we don't properly release it, then we can get a lot of damage, whether it's mental, emotional, physical. A lot can come with that. So, I mean, this is a great topic. I didn't know what to expect, but I kind of had an idea.
It was probably
You never do with energies around.
It's probably your cool overlay is what drew me into asking you the question, because I love the overlay this week. It's so appropriate, and there's just a lot of relatable things this week, right? I mean, it's just it's wonderful. It's great conversation. Can't thank you enough, Jen. I think you just you bring the chat. My gosh, we're blessed with that every week. So thank you so much. I mean, I know we've seen Krista's here and Adam was here, KDJ, Gabe stopped by, and my gosh, we just have some amazing support. Maria and Michael Baker.
What's up, Michael?
Welcome.
Yep.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, that's really awesome, and thanks for the comments. And well, Jen, taking the time on your trip to stop in to say hi, can't thank you enough. Continue just doing the great things you're doing to encourage others. And I think that's really what I was pointing to, is that you've just got that ability to encourage. The empath thing makes a ton of sense because I've gotten to know you better. Just can't say enough great things. And thanks for your time today. And we certainly want to get to our song of the week, so we have to get to that. So
I love music. Right on.
All right. So Jen, you go first. What do you think?
Got one? You got one?
Oh, what am I doing? I gotta wait. What?
What's your favorite song of the week?
That's okay. We can come back.
Oh, my favorite song of the week. Oh man, and I was just laughing at DeeJae for being called out. My favorite song of the week. But you know what I've been singing lately, because I'm drinking the edge? I've been singing. What's going on? I'm so confused. I've been singing Edge of Glory by Lady Gaga.
All right.
I'm on the edge. Woo!
That's a good song.
Glory.
Yeah. I know that one. Yeah.
That's been rolling through my head.
That's a good song. Yeah.
Because I'm not even on the edge. I'm living my edge. I'm not living on the edge anymore.
That's super cool. Yeah.
Hi, Lori. Thanks.
Lori. What's up, girlfriend?
Hey, Lori. Thanks for stopping by.
My dance on. Woo, you guys will love Lori. Love my Lori. So glad she's here.
So cool.
Jimmy Jam, you got your song?
This week was something a little different. It's a group, Gray Days, and the song is B12. And I encourage people to check it out. It's the first band, B12. Yep. B12 by Gray Days, and it's Grey, not AY. And they're a Arizona band, from what I recall. Great. It's the lead singer of Linkin Park before he was in Linkin Park. So goes back in time. Great songs. Yeah.
Very cool.
DeeJae, what do you got this week?
Oh, I hope I don't get laughed at. I'm gonna go with Best Friend by Doja Cat and Saweetie.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that song's got my energy like so high.
That's super cool.
What is the song you froze up for me? What was that song? I missed it.
Best Friend by Saweetie.
Okay.
And Doja Cat.
Sweetie.
Very cool.
All right, cool.
It's some bumping music.
I like
I'll
that.
have to check it out. I don't think I know it.
It's sort of pop, hip hop. It's pretty good. I like it.
I was feeling a different mood this week.
Super cool. And Darren, how about you, buddy?
Man, you know me. I sent you it this morning. It is "Sing a Song" by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I've spun that a lot this week and put the lyrics in front of my face. And I actually made my ass sing that song because I wasn't feeling it. And listen to those lyrics, and it's like, hey, if you ain't feeling it, sing a song, and just get your ass outside and sing a song. And that's what I just haven't been getting musical. I haven't been feeling great, and so that's helping me get vibed back into the creative space.
I want the chat. Drop your songs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Adam said
So
Thundercloud.
can I change my answer?
Yeah.
I got to change my answer because I have a band that I am so freaking obsessed with. It's not even funny. And I was put on the spot before. Do you guys know Nako and Medicine for the People?
No.
Do you guys know them? Nako and Medicine for the People. You three will freaking love them. I'm obsessed with them. They're amazing. And I'm obsessed with their song called Budding Trees.
Okay.
Noted.
Yeah.
Got them.
Trees.
Kind of like Native American, like it's very spiritual and like it's cool. I think you guys will love it.
Nako and Medicine. Oh, Nahko. Okay, cool.
Oh, there it goes.
Awesome.
Yep.
I'll send it to you.
Come on,
That's
chat.
who I've been obsessed with.
Song. I see you, DeeJae, Lori, Krista, Jenny.
Yeah, let's get some chat songs in here.
I just want to know before we close out.
Kenny always has some good songs. Come on,
Adam's
Kenny.
always got great stuff. Yeah.
At least a good 2 songs at least dropped by Adam usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Is
2
there a
weeks ago
song
we
called
listened to
Favorite
Adam's
Flavor?
song.
Huh?
Ooh, we'll have to make one.
You have to write a song called
We'll
Favorite
absolutely
Flavor,
have
right?
to.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jenny, what's your favorite song of the week? She's still here, she says, on Twitch.
Thanks, Jenny. Appreciate the support.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So cool.
It's fun. This has been great. What a good, really vibing episode.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jen.
Feeling
Yeah.
it good.
Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you, Jen.
Appreciate you guys. You guys almost made me cry.
That's Jupiter.
First time on your show, and I'm like,
no, it's we're the fortunate ones. I'm the lucky guy. Every week I get to hang out with 2 amazing co-hosts, and we get these amazing guests on, and it's like Darren pointed to. Ending the week on this is a big high for me. It really is. I mean, I have my highs and lows during the week, but this is always great.
Yeah.
It really is. And we can't appreciate, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you stopping by, and go have some fun, go enjoy the family, and go do your thing. Yeah.
Okay. So
I
then
was in
we're
the
going
pool
to
earlier.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. So we got
All right.
We got
Cool.
Mercy
Krista,
Me.
There's Krista. Yeah.
I won't.
I know them.
Christian rock. Okay,
I know them.
girl. Okay.
Yeah,
Super
that's
cool.
solid. That's a good song. That's a
Patience
good
by
one.
Chris Cornell. Yeah. Nice going.
Yep.
Yeah. Great song.
Jenny.
Can't stop this feeling.
Can't
Yeah.
stop this
That's
feeling.
solid.
See, there we go,
Always
Jenny.
solid.
And thanks, Jenny, for stopping by. That's so
Absolutely.
awesome. Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah,
Thanks
Jenny
for
was here.
participating with the songs,
So-
you guys. Like, we actually keep these in
I
a list,
know.
and we're making something with this. So
Really?
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. Keep them
Oh, Nako
coming.
better be on there.
Oh, it'll be on there. I
It'll be on there
downloaded it
now.
I'm
already.
obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed.
Cool.
I play them all the
Can't wait
time.
for the compilation.
That's
way
super
cool.
Oh,
Hey,
Tim's
what's
good.
up,
Hey,
Tim?
hey, buddy.
Tim, what's
Thanks
your
so
song
much.
of the week? Favorite song of the week, Tim?
yeah, we're wrapping up the show. So if
That's
you want to
true.
drop your song as we're
Yeah, and special note: tomorrow is Tim's birthday.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's
Aw.
right.
Yeah.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Tim.
Well, maybe that's his song then. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Tim!
Day
Tomorrow, I
to
think
you.
he said he's like 43, so he's a young guy. It's great.
Nice.
Congrats.
Happy
Yeah.
song of the week. Happy birthday to me. He said 21.
Yeah,
That's what we thought. yeah.
Right?
yeah. I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah,
21.
it might be 21. Yeah.
21, 40, 43.
Oh,
all right.
Guess we're just gonna close out the broadcast.
Thank
right?
you, thank
Yeah,
you,
guys.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, friends.
Super cool.
Bye.